Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the Patriotic IS Gorakhpur. We will start our daily current affairs. The first topic that we are going to take is from the GS paper 1, and this is talking about the National Archive acquires private papers of the Kalam. So in this news, it has provided the facts with respect to our previous president APJ Abdul Kalam, where he born, what was his contribution, and what type of president he was known as. Okay. Beside that, one more thing that has been given here, this is the approach that coming from the National Archive of India. This is the body that comes under Ministry of Art and Culture. So it is acquiring the different things, different belongings, that is personal belongings of the APJ Abdul Kalam, so that they can restore, and later the people can authenticate, and they can go through because he is the one of the prominent personality of Indian post-independence history. So here you will see that what are they are collecting. They are collecting the lectures that has been delivered by the Kalam. They are also collecting the Aadhaar card, passport, and other such things, so that latter it could not be duplicated. These are the things. One thing you should know that he is known as the APJ Abdul Kalam is known as the missile man of the India, and he was president of India between 2002 to 2007. He born in Rameshwar, Tamil Nadu. These are the factual thing. They can ask into the pieces, state pieces. One more thing you should know that the Pokhran second, the Pokhran first, it was during the Indira Gandhi time, and Pokhran second, it was conducted in 1998. So please remember that this was the full-fledged atomic bomb that we tested. Previously, during the Indira Gandhi, it was just a prototype, not the original weapon. But here, it was the weapon itself that we tested. You will see that what are the important books he has wrote himself. That is the Wings of the Fire, Ignited Minds, and the India 2022. These are the books that has been penned by our previous president APJ Abdul Kalam. He was known as the people's president. So please remember this. And his humble and approachable nature, Dr. Kalam dedicated his post-presidency year to the education and the mentoring young minds. So these are the things you should remember. These are the things you can use in GS paper 4 ethics area. GS paper 4 and in the ethics. So if the personality you talk, you have to brought the sum of the main features that a civil service can learn from. He was the very much humble. He lived his life as a simple, perseverance and visionary leader. This perseverance you can also learn, because this perseverance is very important during your preparation of UPSC and state PCS. These are the things you should remember. Next news that we are going to take is the change in the monsoon affect the marine productivity in the Bay of Bengal. This news is associated with GS paper 1. Geography section. Here the research and the data analysis has been done for the impact of monsoon in the Bay of Bengal, and this data has been analyzed for the data that has been collected and analyzed for the 22,000 years. And we have found that whenever there is the extreme condition, whether this is the higher monsoon or the lesser monsoon condition, higher monsoon means precipitation is high, like the La Nina condition, and the precipitation rainfall is low into the case of El Nino condition or the negative Indian Ocean dipole, all that we have studied in geography. So these types of the condition is not good for the overall productivity of ocean. And this is mainly due to whenever there is the extreme condition, the growth of planktons is low and this decline. So what are the plankton? Like in the territories on the land, we have the plants, that is the primary producer. In the ocean, these are the planktons, they are the primary producer. They do the photosynthesis and they produce the oxygen. So these things you should remember. So phytoplankton, these are the primary producer, and zooplankton, they are the primary consumer. So please remember this in the food chain. This will be helpful for you. So marine productivity is decreasing because of the plankton. is reduced in the case of extreme monsoon condition. Extreme, it could be higher than the expected and it could be the lower. Both extreme condition is not good for the productivity of the marine life. So this is given here. This study has also found that the studies are significantly given that the several climate model warn significant disruption in the monsoon under the impact of the human caused warning. This is the recent phenomena that we are observing, that there is the climatic impact, and due to this climate change we are seeing that there has been the fluctuation in precipitation, particularly due to the monsoon extreme condition. Here you will see that the significance of Bay of Bengal in the productivity. Here you will see that this Bay of Bengal, this is just 1% of the world oceanic area. However, this is accounting for the 8% of the global fisheries production. So please be very careful, despite it is very less in the area, but the productivity activities for the fishery is very significant, 8 times its area. This is the same condition with the India. You will see that the water that is as per the area total amount, this is just 2.4% of the water that is with the India, but the population you will see that the 20% of the world population living in the India. Such type of the thing you will see. So its nutrient-rich coastal waters are the vital for the densely populated communities along the shores, many of whom rely on the fisheries for the food and income. So this is the social angle. So the society, the community, those who are living at the coastal area, they are very much dependent on this fishery production, and whenever there is the disruption, so it impact the life of the million of the people that is given here. Okay, so please be careful about this. If ocean productivity decline, it impact the overall ecosystem. Same time, it also impact the food security, because now we are dependent on the marine food much more as compared to the regular staple foods such as the wheat, rice, and coarse cereals. So now mainly the people have the main dependency on the coastal food as compared to the land, because the land we already have harnessed, we already have the exploited, but on the marine still we have the potential to harness and exploit. So these are the things you should remember. Here it is given that the abnormally strong and the weak monsoon throughout the history is major disruption in the ocean mixing and lead to 50% reduction in the food of the marine life and the surface water, and this is mainly due to the it's interfere with the vertical movement of the nutrient rich water from the deep ocean sea to surface. So you will see that the plankton, where they get the minerals, they will be getting the minerals that is coming from the sea floor, and whenever there is the extreme condition, this prevent the flow of these minerals from the deep sea to the surface where the plankton resides, where the plankton activities are the higher. So I hope this is clear to you. What are the planktons, how the planktons productivity is totally based on the how there will be the overall marine productivity, and this is also going to impact the life of those community and the people who are living at the coastal area around this marine area. So these are the study that we are getting. So you can use this in the GS paper 1 geography section, as well as you can use this in the society section, how a large population is dependent on the marine productivity. Besides that, this you can use in GS paper 3 as well, because in the future we know that the marine economy and the trade by the use of the marine products will be vital for the economy of any countries. And for India, as we know that we have very long coastal area, this peninsula area of the India, you will see that this area totally marine coastal area, and this area have lot of potential for the future food security of whole of the population of India. So please remember all this thing. Next important news again from the GS paper 1, and this is from the society section. This is talking about the women's concern at the coal site in the Odisha. So this is talking about the what are the things that is impacting the life of those women who are involved in the coal mine sites in the Odisha. So most of these women, they are suffering the consequence of mining. What could be the first consequence of mining? The health hazard, the different type of the chemicals and the toxic that is not good for the health, they are impacting the health of the women. The second thing, that is the security, the insecure situation due to the law and order situation. There is no guard that is a female guard. Beside that, there is no proper police station that is led by the women, or the women's are there into the police station, they are missing here. Beside that, you will see that these mining activities involve lot of drudgery. This is the high activities with the manual. This is not, this drudgery means a very tough task you are doing with a lot of labor, lot of the hard labor you are putting in these things. So here in mining area, such type of the thing we see. Beside that, emotional cost of the relocation. We see that whenever these locations where these women are residing, whenever there is the relocation at the other places, what happens? Those who are living in the neighborhood, there is the close connection, they have the emotional attachment. And whenever there is the relocation, there is no surety that they will be located at the neighborhood to the each other. Maybe one person will be located at one settlement, other will be located at the another settlement. In that cases, if they have the good relationship, there will be the departure. You must have, you can link it with your own life. Whenever you are at your childhood, you are studying in a any of the class level in your schools. So whenever there is the chance that your father is moving from the one city to the other city, you just have the sum of the attachment with your friends. You feel that there is the sum of the pain. Such type of the attachment is also when the people living close to each other, they help each other. And in the case they are relocated, there is such type of the pain and suffering is there. They are also cause of the loss of the livelihood and the domestic violence. Whenever there is the relocation, there is the chances that the women will not get the job again. And in such cases, what will happen if the women are dependent on the male member of the family, and whenever they ask the money, in such a case, whenever there is the denial, there is the some of the conflict, there is the some of the quarrel, and in such a cases, there will be the domestic violence against the women, because the male member do not want to give this money. Here, the case study has given that how this is impacting. One of the case where it is giving that this compromise their education as well. The schools, they have to drop out, and again there is the very less chances that they are going to get admission, because the processes that involve the people at those people who are less educated, less literate, they do not want to involve in all this thing. And many a times the officials ask them a lot of documents to bring, and that's why they feel that this is very difficult task. They do not go for the admission, and that's why it impact their education. Here you will see that the women's dependency on these forest produce such as the mahua, tenduli, firewood and non-timber forests. Whenever these forest area converted into the coal mine area, so all these things disrupted, and thus that's why the sale and quality of these products have the drastic reduced because of the coal dust as well. If there is the some of the forest area that remains, but the due to this coal dust, the quality of the whatever the leaf will be there, that will be impacted by the color of the coal, and also these chemicals impact. People will not ready to buy in the same price as they were buying. So these are the things, because these are these leaves, these tendu leaves are used for the making the plates and the other such utensil that is used for the different ceremonies like the marriage ceremony. So they do not ready to buy, because they feel that they have to wash again, they have to clean again, all this thing. Okay, their income has become nil in the case if there is the total deforestation, and in such cases, if they request from their male member, so this will result into the violence at the home. So these are the things the women face at this type of the coal sites. Some of the data has given that There is also impact of the those in the family. If the male member is the alcoholic, in such a family, there is the chances of the domestic violence that is very high. If that husband is alcoholic, 60% of the chances is that there will be the domestic violence. And if the male is not alcoholic, this is just 22% chance, one third reduction. So it's depend upon the how much domestic violence will be there. That's depend upon the how much alcoholic husband is there. Women suffer first as the victim of the violence, and then if there is the widowhood, because due to the alcoholism, alcohol, due to this intake of the alcohol, there is the chances that the male member is going to get some of the health issue. There is the disease, and in such a cases, if the that person is die, all the burden of running the house comes to the women, female, and that will be like the widowhood, and this will create further burden on the women. These are the things that has been discussed here. What India is supposed to do, like the coal and energy transition policy, here you will see that in 2021 India supported phasing down of the coal plants, not the phasing out. So here the question comes that what is the difference between the phasing down and the phasing out? Anyone who was watching online, please reply. What is the difference between the phasing out and phasing down? The main difference between the phasing out and the phasing down is that phasing down means you will reduce the quantity, but you will not eliminate. Here phasing out means you will totally eliminate the coal production and you will bring some other mode of production. It could be the renewable energy like the solar energy. You will totally replace in the phase out. For the phase down means you will reduce the quantity, like if in the 100% of the electricity production, like just let me explain what is the phasing out and phasing down. In the phasing down, phasing down, if there is the 100% of the electricity that is being produced and 60% coming from the coal, phasing down means you will reduce it to the 50, gradually to the 40. But you are not targeting to eliminate it totally. In the phasing out, you drastically reduce this. Is if the 60% is from the coal, the electricity that is coming from the 60% from the coal, you will try to reduce it to the 30%, then 10%, and gradually it should be the 0%. That means the phasing out. Totally you have to eliminate. India is not talking about the phasing out, it is talking about the phasing down, because still we will have the dependency on the coal power plants, because the demand of India is going to increase in the future, and if there will be the large population, we have to be dependent on the coal, because we do not have the reliable alternative, because this solar energy, wind energy, they are the intermittent, they are not fixed, they are fluctuating. The constant power is not possible from these, and if we will shift to the nuclear energy, but the percentage of nuclear energy in total production is very low. It is just 2% of the total production. I hope this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask any of the doubt, any of the queries. Next news that we are going to take is the France accuses Russia military intelligence in the cyber attack. So these are the regular thing that is going on. Our focus area will be to in mapping. We have to do the mapping work for the France. Where is the France study? We already have studied. Again, we will bring the France and try to study about the France. Just open your physical and political map of France. This is in the Europe. So open the physical map and political map of Europe and just locate that. What are the countries that is surrounding the France? So here it is the France. In the down you will see that this is the Mediterranean Sea, and very close it is the Gulf of Ligurian Lion Sea. So Ligurian Lion Sea, that is just downside the France. In the western side it is the Bay of Biscay. Already we studied that it is also touching the Spain. Madrid is the capital of the Spain. Here it is on the eastern side This is the Italy, and after that this is the Switzerland, the famous Switzerland touching the border with the France, and the Geneva. Geneva is very much in the news because of the experiment that is going on the Geneva. Many of the headquarters that is located in the Geneva, that why the Geneva is very much in the news. And what is the capital of the Switzerland? This is the Bern, not the Geneva. Please remember, the Bern is the capital of the Switzerland. And also there is the some of the experiment with respect to the knowing what is the Big Bang, what is the history origin of the Europe, that is the LHC, Large Hadron Collider experiment. Large LHC, Large Hadron Collider experiment, that is going into the Bonn, capital of the Switzerland. So here you will see above this, this is the Germany. So German border is already there. We know that there was the World War, and the World War, this was the France and Germany, they were fighting with each other. Here there is the Luxembourg. Luxembourg, you should remember that the currency of the Luxembourg is the highest across the world, and even not now it has been reduced. In between it was there. One thing you should remember: the Luxembourg is the country where there is the highest per capita income, and Luxembourg is the area that keep itself neutral during the war, and that's why in the all condition its economy always grow. There is no impact of the war because it has never sided in the any of the war across the world. So this is the thing that is utilizing the Luxembourg. And here you will see that the Belgium in the northern side, and the capital of Belgium is the Brussels. So these are the countries. How many countries making the land border? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 countries, and 6 on the this Spain side. The 6 countries making the border, and here it is the UK and state of Dover, that is separating this France from the United Kingdom, and English Channel is located just between the UK and France. These are the things you should remember. In the physical map, you should locate plain of the France. Here it is given, and the river, Seine river. Here you will see the Seine river, and you should also see that this is the Rhine river. Rhine river. This is just coming from the Belgium to the Luxembourg, and Alsace is here. So main thing that you should remember, this Rhine river is very famous, this Seine river is very famous, Loire river is here, and Dordogne river is here. So these are the things you should remember. Mount Blanc is here. This is at the border of the Italy and France. I hope this is clear to everyone. Anything else? Next important news that we are going to cover again, this is 9 killed in the sectarian clash as the Syrian government vows accountability. So here again, Syria in the news because there is the change in the government, and there has been the coup. And here you will see that the Assad government has been toppled by the one of the militants, those who are fighting in the Syria. So please open the map of Syria again. Syria will be in Asia, and in Asia you will have to open the map of West Asia. So this is the map of West Asia. Here you will see that the Iraq is one side, other side it is the Mediterranean Sea. So there we saw that the France was also touching the Mediterranean Sea. The eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea is being touched by the Syria. Here you will see that the Lebanon is there. This Syria is making the border with the Israel as well. And here you will see that the where I have made this red mark, this is the Golan Height. Here it is given the Golan Height. This is the area that was the part of Syria. Now it is the part of where? Part of Israel. Israel has captured it. It is this Syria is also touching the border with the Jordan, and the capital of the Jordan is the Amman. So Amman is capital. What is the capital of Syria? Damascus. Aleppo was so much in the news because first it was captured during the IS attack as well. In the this side it is the Turkey. The Turkey is on the northern side, and these are the area where the Kurd population is residing on the border area. So Kurds are also in the news. A large population of the Kurd, they are living in the this Turkey area, but the one a good percentage, near about 10% of the Kurds are living in the Syria as well. These are the things you should remember. I hope this is clear to the everyone. Next important news that we are going to take is the needed more than just a name change. So this is talking about the one of the caste case into the Tamil Nadu. In the Tamil Nadu, it was due to the a rigid caste system. The different villages, they have been named on the name of the subcaste of the SC community. So here, due to this naming of these areas on the subcaste of the SC community, these villages, you will see that the stratification is that much high into the Tamil Nadu that SC's community are always asked to leave outside the village on the roads, or they should not have permitted, they are not permitted to the leave into the main part of the village or the main population living there. So these were there, and here the case is coming that there was this was the condition during the British era, and after when we got the independence, particularly during the 1978, there was the act from the Tamil Nadu government that repealed this condition of naming these villages on the name of the subcaste of the these SC community. But later these subcaste, on the subcaste, they start calling these villages of the SC communities as the colonies. You can imagine the colonies, and this was the derogatory word, and this was taken in a such a way that to identify that these are the villages where this particular community is living, and we do not have to share anything with them. That was the condition. Now the demand is coming that these colonies should be removed the name, and again, yes, it was the government order from the Tamil Nadu government order that is coming just day before yesterday, that the name of the colonies and the code of the subcaste of these SC communities will be not used into the government documents. The article is talking that this just removing of the name is not work until and unless we are going to do some concrete substantive changes on the ground. It is talking about if you want to eliminate such type of the segregation, discrimination and stereotyping, you have to first provide the protection as well. The one thing that could be promoted is the intercaste marriage. The second thing is that the government can do the protection of those who are going for the intercaste marriage, and particularly those from the SC caste to the upper caste. In such cases, the violence is very high. So this is the discussion that has been discussed here, that how you will see that the type of dichotomy, that one time you are calling the colonies in the village area, they are the SC living the village. But what about the urban area? In the urban area, colonies are taken in the good sense, that the colonies mean the posh area. So you can use the two dichotomy. Colonies that had a different connotation into the village area. This had a different connotation into the urban area that is being discussed here. So please remember all these things. One fact has been given that the Tamil Nadu recorded the rise of the crime against the STs between 2000 and 2022. So this is the case. Here you will see that this article is talking that if government want, first it should enact a law to protect the intercaste couples, because lot of violence has been seen here in the recent time due to these are the symbol of the change as well, because as there has been the rise in the aspiration of the SH community, they are going for some of the demand that is not being accepted by the upper caste, and the upper caste, so-called upper caste, they are thinking that our authority, our status has been challenged. So this is the one of the sign of the there has been the rise in the SH community, but at the same time the violence is the higher. So the government should provide some protection to these communities. Okay, these are the things. Now we will come to the GS paper 2 area. The first news that has been covered in the GS paper 2 area of this newspaper is that the Supreme Court has asked, there is the debate in the Supreme Court on the declaration of the data that has been collected on Pegasus, and you must be thinking what is the Pegasus. The Supreme Court is discussing one of the issues, that is the Pegasus spyware. So here the Supreme Court has observed that what is the wrong with using the Pegasus for the national security. So those who are not known, though unaware of the Pegasus is a type of the virus that has been used, spy virus that has been used to collect data, and that has been used for the surveillance, and that has been used to take the activities, hacking the phone and the collecting the data from the wherever that has been the target area. So the Supreme Court is asking that if this is being used for the targeting or the protecting the nation or used for the national security, what is the wrong with that? However, the opposition is talking that if this Pegasus is being used for spying our own leaders, our own people, then it is wrong. Then it is the encroachment of the fundamental rights of the people, and mainly the fundamental right of the privacy, right to privacy, that is being violated. So this is the main discussion that is going on. That the main topic of the discussion is the whether or not the government purchase the Pegasus, and if it is purchased, it has been used for the illegal surveillance on the private citizen. This is the main thing. The court is of the view that if this is being used for the security reason, there is no issue. It should be. You should know that this Pegasus spy virus we have bought from the Israel. These are the things that you should know. So what are the issues that the government is talking that we have used only for the spying to the terrorist, and Supreme Court is of the view that if it is being used to spying terrorists, so there is no right of the terrorist, particularly what will be the right of the terrorist with respect to the right to privacy. That has been discussed here. Next news, Rahul visits Rails coach factory into the Rai Bareli review project. So now Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, is representing the Rai Bareli seat. Previously he was into the Wayanad, into the Kerala. Now that Wayanad seat is being represented by his sister, Priyanka Gandhi. Mainly the thing that you should know is that he has visited and he has chaired the district development coordination monitoring committee. So this committee is important for the bringing the coordination so that the speedy development work can be ensured. Because if there is a different officer, there are the different level of the leadership and the political representation, how there could be the common coordination point so that the whatever the progress is there, all should be known to that, aware of that. So this platform has been made. You can use this in whenever you are writing your answer for the GS paper 2 governance section. And what we have done to improve governance, we have created one of the platform that is known as the District Development Coordination and Monitoring Committee, and it will be chaired by the member of parliament of that district, that constituency. So please remember this. Next news is the Modi greets Carney, signaling a reset in India-Canada relation. This is talking about recently we have studies saw that in the Canada the election result has been declared, and the winner is from the Liberal Party. The name of the leader is who is the Prime Minister candidate, the Mark Carney, and he belongs from the Liberal Party. Recently we have seen that the Liberal Party was in the power, and it was the Justice Trudeau that was the Prime Minister. But due to his unpopularity, there was some of the dissatisfaction of the people. He was replaced by the Mark Carney, and Mark Carney, there was some of the opinion poll that declared that due to the unpopularity of Justin Trudeau, there were the chances that the liberal will be get defeated. But the result has been given the just opposite type, whatever we predicted at that time. It has been done because of the leadership of the Mark Carney. Other thing is that the relationship with the Liberal Party under the Justin Trudeau was not good with the India. It was mainly due to the one of the killing, and it was associated with the Khalistani demand, and those leaders who were demanding for the Khalistani right to make the some of the part in the India as the Khalistan area. India was opposing, and there was the killing. There was the killing of the one of the Khalistani leader. That the name of that leader was the Hardeep Singh Gujjar. It started the breaking point. There was the conflicting point between the India and Canada. Canada was of the view that India doesn't have the sovereign right to attack and kill my people. If India has some issue, it should provide the evidence, witnesses. We will take the trial. If we will find there is some of the substantial ground, we will start the proceeding. But killing of our nationals is not allowed. We have seen that the one of the Khalistani pro-Khalistan group, and they have the support, and they have made the party New Democratic Party, and it was led by the Jasmeet Singh. The performance of Jasmeet Singh is very bad in this election result. So it is good for the India and Canada relation that the pressure from the pro-Khalistani leader will be not as much as it was previous. Besides that, Carney was ready to proceed with the good relationship with the India, and it want to improve the relationship that has been now degraded recently. So these has been seen here. You can see these are the things. Now we have seen that the paperwork has been started. High Commissioner to the Canada that has been appointed, and it is the Dinesh Patnaik. Now he is the ambassador of the Spain. Now he is being shifted to the Canada. So please remember all these things. This is good for the India and Canada relation. Let's see that the friendship, and also we are getting from the Mark Carney, the PM to be in Canada. Next news, India must oppose phrase IMF assistance to the Pakistan. Congress has said that. So here the main thing is that we should know about the IMF. IMF is the twin system of the governance of the financial system across the world. The one is the World Bank and other is the IMF. Where is the IMF? IMF headquarters is in the Washington DC, and it is mainly responsible for the financial stability and the stability of the currencies across the world, and also stability into the economy across the trade and economy across the world. This is the main thing. You should remember this. It also works into the developmental area wherever there is a crisis situation in any countries. It's come with the assistance. Many times it has been criticized that IMF propagate the propaganda of the capitalist world, and it help in the spreading the hegemony of the US. That is the thing that has been criticism for the IMF, International Monetary Fund. Next news again from the GS paper 2. India says Pak minister's confession exposed the country as the rogue state. What is the rogue state? Rogue state where there is the no control of the civilian authority. Rogue state that is involved into the extra legal activities, that is not following the international law, and there is no democracy. Democracy has been failed, and there has been no rule of law. This is the condition that represents the rogue state. This has been given here. Already there has been so many acceptance from the Pakistan side, so this should be taken as the proof, and this proves that yes, there was the involvement of the Pakistani establishment, such as its army, ISIs, the intelligence agency of the Pakistan. So these are the things that give the good ground that Pakistan should start accepting that it has the hand in this type of the attack, and it should start working against those terrorist organizations. They have got the safe haven into the Pakistan. These are the things that has been discussed here. Next news that we are going to take is the liberal rally on the Canadian election. Then again, the same thing that we have discussed previously have been mentioned here, that Justice Trudeau was the prime minister. He was for the 10 years, 1 decade, but he is now defeated. He was become unpopular, and that's why he was shifted with the Mark Carney. And the Liberal Party, it was in the bad side, bad picture due to the Justice Studio unpopularity. However, due to the over activities and the statement made by the Trump in his election, during his election campaign in the USA, we saw that there has been the change in the view of the voters and electors in the Canada. Trump started telling that the Canada is the 51st state, will be the 51st state of the US. Already 50 states there in the US and start claiming the sovereignty on the Canada. Canada declaring Canada is just a part of US. So such type of the view that impacted those who were even not in the favor of the Liberal Party. They thought that yes, if the Conservative Party will come, the leader of the Conservative Party is reflecting the same thought that is the Donald Trump is reflecting, and that's why they shifted towards the Liberal Party. And Carney, he was the previously a banker. He was very much instrumental in tackling the crisis situation in Europe during the Brexit. All this credibility has impacted positively to make a good shift from the conservative to the liberal party, and that's resulted into the high percentage voter gain even from the previous that liberal party gained, that received. So this time you should remember that total number of the seats in the Canada is 343, that is the 200 below the India's. India have the 553. India have, if you have to prove majority, you will have the number of seats 272 in India. In Canada, it is 172, just 100, because 200, majority of 200 will be the 100. So please remember all this thing, and you should remember that the parliamentary form of the government that is existing in India, same that is represented in India, the same form we find in the Canada as well. So please remember all these things. Next news, a Sri Lankan anti-terror law that needs repeal. Here this news analysis that is talking about in Sri Lanka there is a law that was brought to fight the terrorism, and in the Sri Lanka the terrorism is in the context of the Tamilians. The Sri Lankan Tamilians, mainly at that particular time, they were represented by the Tamil Elam, that is the Tamil Tigers, Elam, liberation of LTTE. This is the liberation tigers of the Tamil Elam. Elam means statehood. Okay. So here you will see that during this they brought the law, and this law was the same that was declared by the South Africa to fight the apartheid era, and it was also taken from the British laws against the Irish militancy. So it was very harsh law. Lot of power was given to the police, and this was titled as the proscribing of the liberation, this LTT as the illegal organization, and some other organization as well, the illegal organization. However, it fought with the terrorism and the illegal crime activities of these extremist group, but this has been also misused by the police and the security forces, and this has been used against any of the disagreement with the existing government. So this has been used by the political party into the power as well. The Tamilian side of the leadership has always asked to repeal this act, but this has still not been repealed. After 2009, there was the finalization of the war between the LTT and the Sri Lankan security forces. Despite all these things, this law has been still being used into the Sri Lanka, and that has been the cause of the violation of the human rights of the Tamilian people. So this is in the news. The demand is that it should be repealed. This is the main thing, because state aggressive power or the extrajudicial power is not good for the healthy democracy. Next news, that is, what is the controversy over the Bengal school scheme? Recently we saw that the Bengal is on the turmoil. There was so much protest that is coming from those who are the teacher staff as well as the non-teacher staff. So here there was some of the cases that there was the scam, lot of high level of the scam was involved into recruitment. The West Bengal government said that we will bring the list of the tented and the untented teachers and the staff, but it has yet not given this list, and there was so much allegation that many of the government supporters are involved in this. Now the government is talking that they will provide the salary on this level, 25,000 and 20,000, but still they are about to release the list of those who are involved in all these scams. Next important news, armed forces have a free hand to respond to the terror. Now this will go on that our government has provided more freedom to take the whatever the action they want to take with respect to the pursuing justice to this terror victims, and also such type of terror activities should not take into the again. So these are the things that has been covered further. You will see that further there has been a discussion on the hurdles, discuss climate challenge responses. Here you will see that where we are talking, what are our aim, how we are proceeding on this. This has been discussed in this article, that we aim to reduce the temperature of globe 1.5 degrees centigrade, but still this is not possible. This means that reducing the emission by the 43% relative to the 2009. But still we think that we have achieved this level of 1.5 degree. Pre-industrial level means just when the industrial revolution started. When industrial revolution started, it started in the 17th century. You must be knowing. And after the industrial revolution, there has been the increase. It is predicted that the average temperature during the industrial revolution was 13 degree, near about the 13 degree. So we want to keep this around the 13 degree and maximum increase to the 1.5 degree that we are aiming for. So these are the things that has been covered from the today's news. They are the relevant. Here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind. इस टाइम 40